Yeah, today I'm Dana from Siouxicide Choppers. Today we're gonna swap an old set of our bars out for our new villain bars. Just to show you how we do it, how the clamps work, and show off our new product. So to start it off, I usually take this clip off for the trip. Start taking off the gauges. I always pop those 2 bolts out first. Makes this clip get off a little bit easier. So you can pop that down a little bit so you can get that up further. That slides out right there. Then a lot of times it helps to turn the switch to pop that up. So these clips, this one's in the back, it's hard to get. The speedo clip I already had off, but it just unclips from there. So you take the gauges off. You take your cables off. So use a little screwdriver in here. Get in there, pop that throttle right there. And then these tabs are right in front here. Push them in right there. Pop that on. On stock bars, there's a couple zip ties that you have to cut down in here, but so that's all that you have to unplug there. This one didn't have heated grips, so and the bars are ready to pull. Quarter-ounce socket. And just pop them off. Everything comes up. You'll have to tap the clamp off on some of them. Like I said, these are our 14s, and this is our new villain bar. That's what we're changing out to. The same size as far as ride height, 14s. We changed this angle just a little bit on the villain bar compared to this, but it's only like 1/4 of an inch. So this one's basically 6 1/4. This one's like 6 3/4 in rise. And that would be measured from like here and here if this bar was down. So I'm just gonna take the wires out of this bar and swap into that bar. I'll pull these out, and then I'll show you how to pull these in. Yeah, we pulled the wires out of these bars. Pretty self-explanatory. And then what we do is we use some kind of string. This is paracord with the center tore out of it. On the right side, I usually blow one in like that. Comes right through there. We usually take our time when we build these bars, so there's no rough edges in here. So you see the string gliding pretty good. On the right side, since you have 2 sets of wires going in, I always pull another string in for a double. If you blow 2 strings in, we found that sometimes the strings wrap around, and then if you're pulling separate, the wires wrap around. So I just do it this way. So I know that the strings aren't crossed 50 different ways, and that way I can keep my wire looms half separate going in for as far as my throttle and my control wires. So, okay, I got 2 strings through that side now. Just reach up in there and grab one for the control, one out here for the control, one out there for the throttle. Wrap this around, give it separate like that. Go ahead and blow this one in. I'll just go ahead and blow it in on the control side. And that one's in. And we only have to run a single on that one, so that one's ready to go. Grab my tape. Just grab some regular electrical tape. I tape these up really well, just so they don't get any damage. Even though the bars are smooth, you know, you got 90-degree angles to get around, so it always helps if you tape them up good so they don't catch the corners. And for this one, this is your right side control. And on the 14s, we got wire extensions going. Some people say you don't have to run extensions for the 14, but we do just to be safe. We have some lube here. We use just a little bit. It helps out a little bit. You can use like a grease or anything. Sometimes it just makes a big mess, but so when you pull these, sometimes it's pretty easy, you know, sometimes they hang up a little bit. Sometimes you might have to have a buddy hold them for that bottom corner. I'll have Mike just grab it from, so that one's through. Then you're just gonna pull that one, leave about that much out. But as you can tell, you know, our bars are really clean, you know, there's no bad ends on them. It takes a lot of time to clean those ends. feed it through, pull it at the same time. This one's a hard side because there's both those looms in there, but as you can see on this one too, it's fairly free, so. Line your notches up and pull her home. So that's that, and we'll pull the other side in and start putting them back on. I got this side all taped up, ready to go. We'll put this side in. This side's usually a little bit easier because you only got the one loom, so it works pretty good. That's how that pulled through. And you can see this side also. It's you can just pull them wherever you need to at will. So usually leave about that much out. And I'll get all this tape off and clean these wires up and start putting the controls on. We'll put these back together. This little clip comes off. These clip in. Snap in there. Like so. Clip, but it's in there. Goes in that little hanger. Push it down in that little valley there. This goes around and clips back in. You just work that wire down into the hole, into the bar right there. Just like that. Make sure it's behind that plastic piece. And then your grip has to go on. That's fully on. This piece. And that clips together. Hold your grip on. Just snug these up till you get them on the bike and you can get it all adjusted where you want your hands. All right, so we can still adjust those when we put it on the bike. All right, so she's ready to put back on the bike. Yeah, we'll put these back on here now. I always flop the cables back, put the bars under, like that. Makes it easier for me. Get these out of the way, and come down, and put them right into there. Now I can lay this back where it was. And our knurls are pretty close. Usually I measure from here to here, but if I line the knurls up in the risers, which are lined up right now, then I could pretty much get them. They're pretty much square. then snug that. I usually just snug 2 of them. And then for reference, you could sit on it at this point and see where you want your hands at. For this, I slightly have my elbows bent. Feels pretty good, just pulled them back a little bit. They're square in here with the riser. I could get my tape measure from here to here, but I know my risers are square on the knurling, so right there I'm gonna be setting pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten the handlebars down now. Now we're ready to start plugging it all in. The one thing we wanted to point out on this video is our old bars had the pins and the notches for the pins here. When we go to shows, put them on, and some customers don't like the notches in the bars because they can't adjust their clutch handle or their brake lever far enough ahead or far enough up, depending on the size of the person riding the bike. So we decided not to do the pins or the holes for the pins anymore. What we figured out, and this is the pin we're talking about, we just eliminate this pin. The easiest way we found to do it, a lot of people grind it. We just take the chisel and put it on the end. We don't put it up near the base, we put it out on the end. And we just been taking a small hammer and it just snaps right off. Little tap, it's flush. It never gets in the way. So that's all we do is if a guy feels he has to grind that, but it's really flush there. So that's the reason we don't put the notch in the bar anymore. It gives you more freedom of your control. And we didn't want to make the notch bigger and make the bar weaker. So put these clamps back together. Now you can go ahead and plug all these back in. This is heated grip. This bike does not have heated grip. This is the throttle. The throttle is down inside of there. Sometimes it's hard to get when it's clipped in. You can pull this thing out, but I don't think we have to. It's clipped in. And these two go on the right side. So this guy goes in first with the clip up. Snaps in. This one goes in. On the left side. We'll route it through here. Just wad that up in there. I could take a couple of zip ties and zip it together if you wanted to. It stays pretty nice down in there though. You just gotta hook the gauges back up. Just hooking these gauges back up and dropping this on here. It snaps in. Speedo intact. Okay. Before I put these 2 screws in, I make this piece and it makes it easier for me to get under here. Put that up on there. I can press it down further without the screws in it. Finish it out with the 2 screws. And there you have it. I got the trip meter left. Right there. So those are new villain bars. So the BCM says yes, because all your controls are hooked up to the BCM. So you just hold the trip button down until it flashes the code. Then you let up and you push the trip button one more time and hold down until it says clear. Let up, click it one more time, and it'll say BCM no. So then you can click through the Speedo no, ABS no, radio no, ECM no, all are no's, so you're good to go. Simply turn it off.